Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and once again, welcome to another edition of me talking to your favorite artists. It's always a good time, of course, to sip a hot cup of coffee or whatever it is you're doing, just to take a quick break and again have a quick chat with your favorite artists. And today, I'm very excited because I consider myself a fan. Please welcome. Joining me today is James and Andy, or as we know them, Han. How are you guys doing?
Good.
Yeah,
Very
we're good,
good.
thanks. How are you?
Ooh, we're cheering for ourselves now, because we have to conduct the interview
Yeah.
remotely. All right, so that's great. So you are in separate apartments now, I believe.
We are.
I see, but
We're
you're both in UK, in the UK.
we're both in London. We live about 6 minute walk from each other. So it's we are, almost as close as we could be.
No,
But yeah, not
that's
quite as
fantastic.
close. Yeah, not together, but very close.
Right. So it's easier, to make music.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The 6 minutes away from each other. Right. All right.
yeah,
So
definitely.
how's the situation there? Because here in the Philippines, everything is still, I'd say, a bit terrible. But in your area, how's everything with the pandemic and yeah, everything that's happening?
It's okay. It's hard to tell. We were kind of at the end. There was light at the end of the tunnel. It was supposed to be like today or something, wasn't it? Or Monday, that we were
Yeah.
coming completely out of lockdown and everything was going back to normal. But because of the new variant, it's been spreading a
Right.
lot faster, and they didn't see it
Yeah.
coming. So that's pushed it back by a month, supposedly, but it's hard to
Mm-hmm.
tell. To be honest, like right now is okay because we could see 6 people indoors or
I see.
outdoors. Um, so we're able to see family and friends again. So it's not quite as kind of emotional and difficult as it was
Yeah.
before.
Well,
Yeah.
that's good to
I'm
know.
sorry to hear that Philippines are struggling.
Yeah, but don't worry about it because your music has been helping us. I'd like to believe, like, I personally discovered more about you and your music when the pandemic started. So that was the day one when I listened to day one and I just added everything, all your songs in my daily work playlist, all the versions of day one, it's just there. And, I've been a fan since then. And, your music is really helping us get through a lot of these tough times.
Oh,
And,
That's
brilliant. That's nice to hear. That
that
is
is
really
nice
nice
to
to
hear.
hear. Thank you.
It's good.
it is.
It makes it because I mean the only stuff we can't go on tour at the moment. So the only thing we can do is just
Right.
write more music. So it's very good to know that if we keep doing that and releasing it, that it's helping in some way. So yeah, that's nice.
That's true. So talking about writing music, you have a new song. Like before this interview, I was listening to it, and of course we can talk more about it. I have some questions about that later on, but I would like to ask you first, like, how is it like working with Pink Sweats with this new song?
It was
All
good.
right.
Is good? Yeah.
Yeah, we loved it. I mean, it was really simple. Sometimes it's not as simple and easy as this was,
Great.
but we've been a fan of Pink Sweats for a little while. Love
Yeah.
his voice, but we'd never met him, so
Mm.
we asked for his telephone number. We're very forward, um, and we went on FaceTime with him and had a little chat, and
Wow.
yeah, he said he was up for it, and he said he's up for it, but he wants to write his own part. So we absolutely said
Wow.
yes, that'd be great. Please do, and he did, and it came back, and we were in love with it instantly, and it just worked. And yeah, it's brilliant. We're so happy with how it turned out.
Yeah, it's amazing what technology can do now. Like you don't even have to record in the same studio, but then it sounds really good. It sounds
Yeah,
very
Thanks.
interesting,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it hits right in the it hits right through your heart because basically talks about regrets and just telling somebody how much you love them and how much you care for them. Was the
mm.
pandemic the inspiration for you to write this song?
You
It
know
wasn't
what?
actually because we wrote it pre-pandemic. So it was written
Cool.
in LA in January, February 2020. So we kind of hadn't had a whiff of the pandemic at that point.
Great.
Um, and then just a few weeks later, we were in full lockdown and the world felt like it was ending. I mean,
Yeah.
it still kind of does. Um,
Hopefully not.
so it felt even more relevant. Yeah, very, very, very strange.
Yeah, so this was pre-pandemic, but I wouldn't say that you kind of like predicted it. I wouldn't go as far as that.
No, not quite. Although we have a track record of writing music. Like, for example, in 2018, we wrote a song called Shrink, which the words are, "Somebody book me a shrink for 2020, because by that time I'm going to be crazy." I don't know what's going on. Maybe we are.
So when we released What Would You Do? And the first line is, let's just say the world ended a week from now, what would you do? Loads of people were like, oh no, it's happening again.
Right. Like, this may not be describing what's happening, but something in the future, but hopefully not, but it is a good song. It's, when I was watching the music video, there's just this confidence, from that man, just reaching out and like really walking towards the person and saying that I want to spend time with you. You're important to me. I love you. I care about you. Did you have any creative input when it comes to the music video?
Yeah, absolutely. We got behind this one probably more so than we ever have in the past. And yeah, we kind of had the idea, but you're right. The idea is that this kid has just been told that the world is going to end, and suddenly he loses all his inhibitions and he just wants to get out there and strut his stuff and get a bit of revenge and, try and pursue his crush and stuff like that. And it's the first proper video that me and James are like, featuring in. So we've got little cameos. I know they're very small, and if you blink, you would miss them. But
I wasn't blinking.
Fun. Oh, good. Yeah, you got to keep your eyes open the whole time.
I had my eyes open, and it really was fun to watch. But listening to the song, I know that you guys met in 2014, right? And you started creating music back then. And when I listen to your song, I just know that this is HONNE. There's no question that this is HONNE. But with this music, it still has that kind of vibe, that very chill and relaxed vibe to it. But would you say that you somehow experimented a bit? Maybe because there's also influence from Pink Sweats?
Yeah,
I don't know. I think it's partly that because we were in LA for a month over the period that we wrote that song and one other one on the album, and it definitely felt like it seeped in a bit. That song has What Would You Do has quite like an American feel, and I think so. We've made the whole song already before we sent it to Pink Sweats, but then Pink Sweats just adds even more of an American flavor on top. Yeah, we definitely, each album we try and push ourselves more and broaden our horizons a bit and see where we can go.
I think this album we wanted to come back with, we always try and come back with the most sort of different and freshest sounding track. So What Would You Do is definitely fit that bill. And in terms of the album or the more music coming over the next course of the year it is different. It's a bit more poppy and immediate, and I think there's something for everyone. So hopefully you guys will enjoy it. Oh, please.
That's right. We are excited for it, James and Andy. And your Filipino fans are excited to have you back. You were here a couple of years ago, right? If I remember it right. So oh, okay. So how was your experience, and what can we look forward to? Do you plan to visit the Philippines again sometime after the pandemic?
Of course, it's already in the pipeline. The booking for that, so that should be good. But the experience every time we've come to the Philippines has been amazing. And this last time we did the tour of the shopping malls. Which is really, really great. And some on one of the days we did 2 gigs in one day. So after the first one I was thinking I'm so exhausted, I don't know how I'm going to get through the next one. And then as soon as we got on stage, it was just like a tsunami of singing. So everyone singing our songs back to us, and the energy just picks you up. And it was probably one of my favorite gigs ever, that second one, where I should have been exhausted, but it's amazing what that does to you. It feels so good.
That's really, really sweet. And I'm sure your Filipino fans are watching now. We're live everywhere. So would you like to say anything to them, just before we say goodbye to you? And what are we going to hear from you.
Yeah. we always just want to express our gratitude and say thank you so much for listening and supporting. We have some of the best times, ever in our lives when we come out to the Philippines. And stay positive, everyone. Everything will get better. And we will be with you again in the future at some point soon, and we can't wait for it. So yeah, hold on for that moment. We'll be back.
All right. We love you.
We are looking forward to that. I think we missed that hard part, but thank you very much, James and Andy HONNE. We'll see you very, very soon. Keep safe. Once again, this is your Radio Bay. My name is Nick. I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Thank you guys. Bye.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.